Number 5, Rowdy. I've only seen the name Rowdy once before in the final credits for the great TV show Rawhide. Eric Fleming as the trail boss, and his underling, his right-hand man, much like he then ended up being to Burton and Where Eagles Dare, the young Clint Eastwood as Rowdy Yates. First time I believe I saw him. I love the breaking down of jokes that you do, and it is what I do too. I'm playing putt-putt with it. You're at Bethpage Black. Oh, I see. You're giving me a compliment there. Thank you. Although Bethpage Black, there were times there where it looked like a putt-putt, of course. For God's sakes, you know, when I see Lucas Glover coming up the 18th and the announcer says all he has to do is get it through the windmill here and he might win, I feel like they've made the course too easy at that point. 11 under? I had to look up at one point and see a guy named Barnes. 11 under? What, are you kidding me? Once again, the urge to include everybody, not serving the community. I like it when the course is so tough that the winner is over par. What's wrong with that? Do you find it hard to watch new comedians at first because of the dissecting of jokes, or do you just let go and enjoy? No, I let go and enjoy by dissecting the jokes. All three of those. This is what we do, comedians. I feel like, you know, Quincy in the coroner's room after a joke. And I love it when they go badly, and I love it when they go well, and I love to sit there and figure out where the fix is. And I've told young comedians at certain times if I see a tweak in the joke that I think will work, and I would ask that they do the same to me. It's a hard business. I asked Jerry one, you know, Seinfeld, always my Yoda on this stuff, because he's such a brilliant writer. And I said to Jerry, you know, what's the process with you? And he said, oh, it's the same process as with you. I sit by the faucet and wait for the drip. And that's the truth, man. All comedians have done is ratchet down the holes in their sink trap of their mind where they catch crap before it goes down the flush hole. And they think, wait, there's something there. That's the only difference. After that, after you catch the droplet and put it down on the slide and eyeball it under the microscope, it's just sitting there and grinding. Occasionally you'll have the sword from the stone moment. John Barry told me at a luggage carousel once at LAX that he woke up in the middle of the night and Goldfinger was right there. The great music composer said, I just copied it down within like 4 minutes I was back asleep and I knew I had it. So it does come sword from the stone, you know, once in a while, but most of the time it's just sitting there going, now what is it that bugs me about that? And then I used to have a little joke equation when I first started out where it would be indignation, what am I, arcane reference. I had that on a sheet I remember above my desk. I used to write at a drawing board. I remember the first year of doing a comedy, I was so scared about writing and confronting my muse and finding out that I might be shit at it, that all I did was arrange the top of the drawing board. That's all I'd do. Everything was so precise. It was like Gomer's Foot Locker, but I never really got to writing anything. I was so nervous to find out I might not be funny. But then eventually when I did it, and Saturday Night Live helped me a lot because, you know, Friday at around 4 in the afternoon, I'd start to get a visceral anxiety attack where I'd sweat and think, you better get this together sometime in the next 32 hours, pal, or you're back in the real world of comedy on the road in a bad Ramada somewhere. And I would sit down and just force myself to write jokes, and Herb Sargent would Rorschach news stories at me, and I'd bing, bing, bing. And eventually it was like the speed bag. I began to feel confident, and I would write everything. But it's waiting for the drip, and then it's going over it and vivisecting it and coring it and doing that sort of root system cutaway. And then, you know, it does, occasionally certain jokes come and they're extant, but there are things like syllable counts and stuff like that. I guess I'd say 10% of them come easy, the other 90, it is a grind. This wasn't, though. Good questions this week, although I had to answer 2 of them. No.
Clip it out and stuff.
Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone on DennisMillerRadio.com.